Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another unboxing box set review, and this is Dokken The Elektra albums. Oh, sorry, just the glare there as I looked at it. The Elektra albums 1983 to 1987, and this is the vinyl box set of those records. So I want to show you first of all inside the box before I give you an overview of what I think of it. So let's dive inside. So this is the Dokken vinyl box set. It's the Elektra albums from 1983 to 1987, 180 gram audiophile vinyl, total of 5 total LPs, including Dokken's million-selling worldwide chart first 4 studio albums. So it's in a nice sturdy box, and the albums are Breaking the Chains from 1983, Tooth and Nail 84, Under Lock and Key 1985, and Back for the Attack 1987. Just take the albums out. They may not be in the right order because I've been playing them. So this is the first one, Breaking the Chains. So there's no inner sleeve or anything in this because there wasn't with the original album. Under Lock and Key. I think this did come with a lyric sheet and photograph. Obviously these are separate sheets because the vinyl is actually in paper sleeve, as you can see here, and they put the artwork on the opposite side of the album. So this should have been the second one I got out of the box, but as I say, I've been playing them tooth and nail. Again, the inner sleeve has been replicated as a separate sheet, and the album artwork is replicated on the inner sleeve. And the final one in this set is Back for the Attack, which in this case is a double album with the albums printed on the sleeve, as you can see there. Save me taking them out. And this also comes with the same lyric sheet that the original vinyl did. Apart from the fact the original vinyl is obviously a single album, which I'm going to talk about more when I do the main review. So that's Dokken The Elektra albums, 1983 to 1987. 4 albums, but 5 discs. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think about this, and this is for people that love vinyl or don't like vinyl, whatever, it doesn't matter, because we are collectors of music, not formats. But this, I feel, I need to give credit to BMG here. Because lots of people will see things like this and think, who is this aimed at? You know, this vinyl box set. It's about £100, I think. And there was also a CD equivalent as well. So why have I got the vinyl one? Now, vinyl in the 80s is a bit like CDs are now in the way the record companies are looking at it. So I said recently in a Chart Watch episode that single release for CDs, new releases, are kind of like a fold-out piece of card that seems to be put together with little love, and more of them are coming out with no booklets. In the 80s, when the CD took off, the same thing happened to vinyl, as if record labels had just lost any love for the format. And CDs at this point, of course, were containing over 60 minutes of music, and a lot of rock bands, and bands in general, were taking advantage of this extra amount of time and releasing longer albums. And the vinyl album is only really designed for 20 minutes aside. That's it. After that, you are going to compromise on the sound. And this one, Back for the Attack, was a perfect example of this. So I'll show you both copies because I think this is important as I go through it. So, because I know I've had one comment saying that, oh, you know, the vinyl records, the card isn't the same, it's flimsy. Trust me, in the 80s, vinyl records, and many of them were dire. This is a great example. Really flimsy card. On the inside was obviously the inner sleeve with the disc. Can you see this now? Can you see how bendy that is? That is vinyl. That I don't know how many grams that is, but it's hardly any. This isn't like part in the 70s when we had an oil crisis. This is just labels not giving a damn about the product or the fans. And also, this album was over an hour long, and they just crammed the tracks on, you know, 7 tracks aside, and it sounds noisy, it sounds quiet, it isn't very good. Now, BMG could have easily just pressed everything, because we're not talking about have they remastered them, do they sound better than the originals. It's their vinyl releases from the time. They are what they are. But this is a case where BMG have looked at this and they've turned this album into a double. So the sound quality is absolutely fantastic. Kiss of Death just sounds so powerful. Dream Warriors, you know, this is a great album. And of course, you've got the inner sleeve that you just saw in the original, but it's a separate sheet. And as you saw when I did the unboxing, they've done that with all of them that had that. And the pressing, of course, is on 180 gram vinyl, and it ain't going anywhere. Solid as a rock. Absolutely superb pressings. So this is a case where, no, it's not about them being remastered. They sound fantastic. They sound better than the original pressings. So if you are a vinyl collector and you loved this period of rock music, and especially this band, I think from all the bands from that period, as hairstyles became more adventurous, as we know, and it unfortunately got called hair metal later on. Dokken were on the outside of that. I mean, George Lynch is a fantastic guitarist, absolutely fantastic guitarist, and Dokken at this point, his voice was fantastic, and these albums sound great, and the pressings are really good. And so what could they have done better or improved it? Well, it says, it does say, doesn't it? I'll just remind myself. It does say the studio albums. It does say the studio albums, which again gets them out of saying, where's this one? The live one, which you could say maybe they've got something else planned for this later on. And of course, sticking this into the box would have raised the price considerably, having another 2 discs in. But that would be about it, really. But I think they're great pressings, great presentation, great cardstock, and the fact that they've turned this album into a double, which eliminates all the issues the original vinyl had, is full marks to BMG. And so I think it's keenly priced for what it is for the albums. You know, they'll probably work out about 27 quid each, which is where vinyl sits at the moment, and that's fine with me. Great sturdy box. There isn't a booklet in it or anything, but you've got all the original inner sleeves as they came out at the time. So thank you for watching, thank you for being here, thank you for subscribing and ringing that bell and telling all your friends all about Now Spinning magazine, and I shall see you on my next video.